Hi friends, and we're back looking at Tezos yet again. And I've got the 4-hour chart up here, and as you can see, consolidating inside this area, you can see that the DMI is, you know, like whatever. It's not, we're not seeing any changes yet there. We're not seeing any changes yet in terms of the 4-hour charts and the stochastics. Not seeing any changes really worth talking about here. You know, squinting around, and are we in the bearish control zone? Are we at the neutral line? You know, we've not managed to open and close up above there really in a decent time frame yet, and go up to, so you're not seeing anything in the lower time frames. In the bigger time frames, what you're seeing kind of more that looks like a downtrend than you are seeing that it's consolidating in a sense, and that you're seeing then that in this downtrend there isn't really any divergence. Although if you're to be really kind of like unfair about it and say that the and sort of demand to see some, you could see that there's some class B bullish divergence, class B being crappier than class A, as you know, between these last two lows or whatever. So perhaps there's some. What would I anticipate from that? Well, maybe at best getting up towards the 2800 level there, and continuing this consolidation that we're doing right now, which is so evident here in this 4-hour time frame. So that's really what's happening right now. We're waiting for something to change, okay? And in terms of what could change, well, if the prices actually open and close below 2,480, 2,400, 2,500, then, you know, then we can look down towards these other targets down below, like 2,300 and whatnot. There is this line here, obviously, is counting for an awful lot, and the next one that I would really want to put in, I suppose, would be over here, which is a significant, again, drop down at 1,900. So, you know, you could be looking, should things break down the way, another 20% loss in things going on, in the prices. So we kind of just have to hope that actually things turn around there versus Bitcoin, and we go up. Now, for things to turn around versus Bitcoin, I think this asset's primarily traded against the dollar, so you need to see the dollar prices going up. And here we have this ascending triangle. Ascending triangles normally break to the upside, but you know, we're still in the middle of it. And what actually is more to the point, what we actually really in the middle of, and like you've got our measured move thing over here, and it could be going up there. Check yesterday's video if you want to see me chatting about that some more as well. But really in this area here, in here with this 236 is where we're actually talking about as being very important right now. We need to see the prices open and close on a decent time frame. We're talking a day, but at least 12 hours. If you wanted to be crazy about things, you could say 4 hours, but just word to the wise, 4 hours doesn't count for SH1T. Really, you know, 12 hours, a bit more like it, didn't actually open and close really above it. So, you know, you can see what I'm talking about there. And ideally, of course, a daily or whatever, because even the daily can be unreliable, is what you'd be looking for in terms of that. So $1.69, $1.70, need to see that happening to get some positivity in there, or else we just need to remain bearish on this. We just have to. That's what the Fibonacci's are telling us. And look at the difference in prices, 170 there and 169 on HitBTC. What does that mean? Well, compared to yesterday, they have converged hugely. So let's check out HitBTC, and lo and behold, we're up above the 236 over here. Now, is that boding positive to us? I think so. The prices have converged, you know, so we're waiting for that differential to open back up again. If we were to see some disagreement in the market, there's a bit of congruence there, of confluence, of convergence between the different exchanges, you know, as we're going towards the upside there. So that makes me a lot more positive really overall. So we can revisit the Bitcoin thing here and say, yes, this HH1T trend, this crappy so-called low here versus this low here, and this so-called bullish divergence we could possibly be seeing on the chart with the class B, but nevertheless, yeah, maybe that'll turn out to be the case. And I do still feel that, you know, just to be wise, you know, you consider this to be a consolidation trend sideways, and that we're still in this range here, essentially in this sort of sideways horizontal channel, or, you know, don't even call it a freaking horizontal channel, call it just just like look at this instead. You know, we're still in this area, but we could be going up to visit the top end of that in the near future based on these prices here. So let's see how things react. Of course, right now we're below. Well, actually, no, we're just above it here on whatever this is, Coinbase, I believe. And where are we on the other ones? We're just below it on Bitfinex or whatever. So we're waiting for this to pan out. We're waiting for this to decide what's going to happen. Yeah, you know, isn't it funny how you can have how one thing can be so clear, for instance this, right, and then how on another place something else could be so clear. You could talk about how you've got a breakout, you could have done, you could say, oh wow, this breakout. And when we talk about measured moves in this channel, as you know, I so often say, like, you know, measured moves is kind of just being a bit thick. You know, you'd have looked for this breakout here to come up there, it never did. You'd have looked for it to come back into it if it was just a fake out, it never did, it did neither. So, you know, word to the wise, be careful with channels or with triangles like that. And how easy it is then to reshape this into something else. Going to get rid of that altogether, but isn't that interesting? I think it is. You should write that down in your copybooks. So we've got this here, and this is much above it here. It's actually above our blue line as well at 165. I'm really quite feeling positive about this here in terms of the potential it has for giving us a slight bit of a breather and a potential bullish turnaround. I'm happy to say that there's potential there, but I'm not going to commit to saying that it's happening until we see it above it on all of these different exchanges, where across the board we can get this confluence of prices, because until then, all it really takes is for the prices to just diverge back the way, for this to go down to 148, for instance, 155, 150, whatever, and for the prices here to go to 167. You know, the price could drop here by a couple of cents, and you could see the prices here drop by 15 cents. You know, 10% here with less than 1% somewhere else. You can see that happening. It could happen. So yeah, just be cautious, right? Okay, thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate everybody who likes, subscribes, shares with a friend, and all that jazz. Mucho apreciado, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Cheers. See you later.